V'hinei b'chinas reifas hapara le'efer. Now this concept of burning the heifer to ashes, hulihiyos v'ahavta b'chol vavcha, is to have the concept of to love with all your hearts, b'shnei yitzarecha, with your two inclinations, v'hu b'chinas ratzo, and it's a concept of running upwards, imrat libcha, if your heart runs, yisod ha'esh b'lev, the fundamental element of fire in the heart, v'achar kach tzarich lios b'chinas shuv, and afterwards you have to have a returning, v'hu inyan mashakasu v'nosan alav mayim chayim el keli, and that's the idea of what it's written, and you shall place on it living waters to the vessel. So that's the shuv. Dekamo mayim chayim hemanovim mitachas la'aretz, that just like the living waters hemanovim, they flow from underneath the earth. Shemikoram hu behelim besocha aretz, that their source is hidden inside the earth. V'nimshachim mehahelim el hagiloi, and they are drawn from the hidden state to the revealed state. Kach hine hu yizbarich nikra mikor mayim chayim, so too he may be blessed, is called the source of the living waters. Kihu sisim, they call sisim because he's the hidden of all hiddens. So the water is coming from the hidden place, the living waters. V'timiru duchol timirin, and he's the hidden of all hiddens. Anochi mish anochi, I am who I am, his essence. V'mimenu yizbarich nimshach b'chinas mayim chayim, and from him is drawn living waters. Hi Torah, which is the Torah. She b'chinas chachma ilah, that's the supernal wisdom. Shene'amar ba v'achachma tichya, and it says that wisdom will enliven. So it's mayim chayim. So it's the wisdom is like living waters. Therefore it says, you will die, but not with wisdom, not with chachma, because the wisdom is a concept of the tree of life. Now this drawing out of the living waters is specifically to a vessel, which are the acts of the mitzvos. So you draw down the Torah, the wisdom, into the mitzvos, shem bechinas kelim, which are a concept of vessels, kiramach, mitzvos aseh, nikra ramach, ivarim demalka, because the 248 positive commandments are called the 248 limbs of the king. Shekal mitzvah bechinas kli miyuchad l'giloi or, that each and every mitzvah is a concept of a particular vessel to a revelation of light. The kamo b'tfilin, like in tefillin, for example, agilu b'bechinas mochin, the revelation is in a concept of divine brains. Ubitstaka b'bechinas chesed chulu, and with charity, it's a concept of kindness, the revelation of the concept of divine kindness. V'ayin mashakos b'dibur hamaschil ra'is im nurazav, ub'dibur hamaschil v'kibel haYehudim, v'chein osios haTorah hem gam ken b'chinas shuv la'achad, hem gam ken b'chinas kelim. So too the vessels of the Torah are also a concept of vessels. Hem gam ken b'chinas kelim, v'ayin mashakos b'parshas miketz b'dibur hamaschil nir chanukah chulu mizozim yamin chulu. Because and all of this is a concept of return to the one, that is after the concept of the running upwards, which is the concept of burning the ashes of the heifer. You have to have the concept of returning to draw down the revelation of the infinite light, may be blessed from above to below, to involvement in Torah and mitzvos, and drawing this out is from the source of the living waters, mamash truly, which is the source of Torah, the infinite may be blessed. Because a spirit awakens a spirit and draws down a spirit. So a spirit from below awakens a spirit from above and draws it down through the concept of your heart running upwards and so forth. And flipping the darkness to light of the animalistic soul, that's the concept of tshuva, in addition to Torah, mitzvos, Through this, you draw down from the concept of the source of living water. And therefore, you need to put the dirt, the earth, on the water, or the ashes on the water, the efer. Because even after you return, it still has to have a residue from the fact that you went up. The love still has effect even when you come back down, and it has to be recognized to a certain degree even after, because you have to have this constant going up and coming back. So even after you come back, there still needs to remain that pressure, that pressure from the spring that's come back. So that's the afar or efer, and the mayim, the burnt up essence of the heifer. Like it's brought in a maamar about all the nations saw. Aside from the fact that these ashes and this desire to go upwards is what caused the drawing down. The drawing down this living water, canal from the source of the living water, like we said. Look what's brought in the Maamar about how in my Torah I have enjoyed Parshas Tazria Daf Mem Tes Amud Aleph Binyan Hazeh Alem Mechatas Shiur Tala de Bedul Chachulu. Look what's brought in the Zohar Tazria about the concept that you should, in the verse, that you should sprinkle upon them the waters of haga'as, of the paraduma. So it says there that it's the residue of the dew, of the crystal dew. The Tala de Bedul Chagvura da Atik Yomin. Vayin Mashikasu Bebial Pasuk Shishim Him Amalachus Chulu Achasio Nasi Chulu Bezeh Yuvan Gam Kin Mashikasu Velakach HaKohen Eitz Erez Ve'ezov Ushni Solas. And with this you can also understand what it's written, that the Kohen will take the branch of a cedar and the Ezov, the small Ezov, and the dyed wool, the red wool, and will throw it into the burning of the heifer. Al tiri tolas Yaakov Mesei Yisrael. Now it's written, do not fear you worm of Yaakov, the dead of Israel. V'amru Razal, our sages said, Matolazu eina markiv ha'razim ela b'fia, that just like this worm only ruins the cedar through it with its chewing of its mouth, kach Yisrael in lehem ela tefillah chulu, so too Israel only has prayer. V'chein b'dibur Torah, so too with words of Torah and with our mouth. Kamayim Razal b'moed katan daf yudvav amud beis gabe David kishahaya yoshev osik b'Torah, that our sages said about David when he sat and studied Torah, hayam me'ad natzmo ketolas, he would and enjoy himself like a worm. Kamayim Razal al pasuk kol Yaakov chulu, and like this our sages said about the voice of Yaakov. Vayim izeh bezohar sof Parshas Vayishlach daf kuf ayin ches u'beParshas Truma daf kuf lamed tes. V'ha'inyan, and the concept is ki eisek HaTorah nikra mayim chayim, that the study of Torah is called hanikra mayim chayim, that's called living waters. Tzarich lios b'dibur dafka, needs to be specifically in speech. B'kamur shekasu v'dibarta bam, like it says, and you should speak in them. V'lo sagi b'hagyon machshav alavad, who can know that it's not enough to think it in your thought alone, as is known, gam kein shekol mitzvos tzarich l'kayim et mimachshava dibur ha'maaseh, that all of the mitzvos you have to do, you have to fulfill in thought, speech, and action. V'gam mitzvos she'eina noagos ela b'fnei habayis, and also the mitzvos that you are only do when you have a Beis Hamikdash, yafshar l'kayim et b'maaseh, that you can't do them now in action, but you can do them in speech and study of Torah and saying korbanos and tefillah and the like. And like our sages said, that anybody who studies the Torah of korban olah, it's as if they brought the korban olah. And the concept is that through speech and words of Torah is drawn and is clothed in the ability to speak the supernal speech in the b'fiyah medaber, in the one who's speaking. So Hashem's supernal speech is enclosed in your speech when you say words of Torah, like it's written, my words that I've placed in your mouth, like it's brought in another place, in a number of places. And look what's brought in Parshas Yisro, in the Maamar on the third month, the Perush Lemor, it says that Hashem told the Sarasa Dibros Lemor to say that we should speak words of Torah. It should be exactly like it was the first time, the Tchilas Sarasa Dibros, of the beginning of the Ten Commandments. Look what's brought in the Maamar about how I engaged myself to you in explaining the pasuk that Hashem spoke to you. You chose Hashem, you spoke to Hashem. Hemarta from Lashon Amira. Vayin mashikos binyan adibur hamaschil kamifligi. Look what it talks about. Look what it says about this concept of speech. And the Maamar about the machlokes in the yeshiva in the heavens, if the white spot came before the white hair, if and so forth. Parshas Mishpatim daf kuf kaf gimel amar aleph binyan das ganiz bepumachulu. Look what's brought in Zohar Mishpatim concerning how das is hidden in the mouth. So you have a concept of speech and das hidden in it. Again, it all talks about the concept of speech and the importance of Divrei Torah with actual speaking. Betanya Chelik Aleph Sof Perek Hey. And that's why it says, in order to have the Torah Havaya in your mouth, specifically in your mouth in speech, and that's the concept of the worm of Yaakov, that his strength is specifically in his mouth. So that's the Shnitolas in the Serifas Apara. And that's the main concept of the speaker. Like it's brought in the Kisvei Ari in Mavusharim there, that the difference between a living animal that speaks and a living animal that doesn't speak is the mouth. But this ability is when you have the words of, when you speak the words of Torah in a nullified state, like it says, do not make it mundane. What does it mean? Do not make it chalal. Don't make an empty space or a without Hashem, or a curtain that divides. And that's the concept of the worm. That you should be in a state of nullification, to look at yourself like a worm, something not desired, and so forth. Like David said, that I am a worm and not a man. And with this, you'll have the ability in your mouth. When you speak words of Torah, that you'll have the statement, and I will place my words, truly my words, Hashem says, in your mouth. And through this you'll have the amazing strength, awesome strength of your mouth to send away and to divide away, divest the nurturance of the external. Parshas Miketz b'dibur hamaschil aroni v'simchi b'inyan b'chinas achosi shu madregas mari Torah, and look what's brought in the Maamar. Rejoice and be happy concerning the idea of my sister, which is the concept of masters of Torah. And there in the beer on that Hashem sits high, concerning how Rav Yehuda would study completely the laws of damages and so forth, which is, as you know, a concept of Yinikas HaChitzonim, had to divide and separate away the Chitzonim, the Nezikin. Like it's brought in Peretz Chaim, the concept of the Korban Tamid, that is the sacrifice that's completely burnt. That the word olas is this, the burnt offering is the same letters as tolei of worm, bechinas tolas Yaakov, and that's the concept of the worm of Yaakov. That the korban is a concept of prayer, like the korban tamid, the tmidin, or the tefillos. Shachris and mincha. And on this it says, command b'nei Yisrael lahakriv osius laharkiv, that to bring an offer up is the same letters as to rot and to ruin, k'mo hatolea, just like the worm shemechaleo markivis eitz hachazak chulu, that destroys and rots the strong branch of the tree. Ulechin rashi tevos anam bekoach gedulas Yud Tav Tzadik gematria tolea. Therefore, Rashi Tevos Anam Bekoach is the same gematria as worm. Shal Yidei Hatorah Yemincha Nedari Bekoach. So the concept of Anam Bekoach is a Shema, which is also a concept of Aliyah. But here we're talking about the strength of your greatness. So Itatz is a concept of to break. So Ana Bekoach it contains in it in that pasuk the the breaking of the Sitra Achra Shal Yidei Torah Yimincha Nedari Bekoach, that through the Torah your strength of your right hand is resplendent. The right hand is resplendent in strength. Shemam pshich bechinas chochmei la bechesed raya mina chulu, that you draw down supernal wisdom and the kindness which is the right hand. And through this is drawn down to separate the nurturance of the external forces. And this is also what it says. Afterwards receive the song of your nation, and Satan, to tear the Satan. So that's Rina Samecha, the Rina, the singing of your nation, is the voice of Torah study that also rips up the decrees or the accuser. Because that's the strength of the study of Torah within your mouth. When you're in a state of nullification of Toleah, like Ana Bekoach, like I am a worm and so forth, to rot and to rip, the nurturance of the external, the smaller that comes from the left side, like the heifer that receives from the left side, and Satan. And that's the concept of Kabel Rina Samecha, that it rips the Satan, like the pasuk in Tehillim, who should be destroyed, those who accuse against my soul. And look what's brought in Pietz Chaim of Likutei Torah Parshas Truma, Ki Gam Kin Rashi Tevos Shavasinu Kabel, Ushmat Sakasinu Idei Talumus Ugematria Tolas. Because also the pasuk in Avana Bekoach of Shavasinu Kabel, we should receive our entreaties and listen to our cries, the one who knows the secrets. So that's also the gematria of Tolas, of the worm. So also it's an idea of what does it mean, receive our cries and entreaties. Again, it's the concept of our voices with the mouth, or in Torah study, asher yikru be'emes, and so forth, which is in Torah. And this idea, we can say that perhaps it refers to the letters of the words of the letters of prayer, the speech of the letters of prayer. And like our sages said on the verse, the worm of Yaakov, the kai al hatfila, that it refers to prayer. And therefore it makes sense to send in this dyed wool inside the burning of the heifer, which is the concept of the going upwards, which is a concept of prayer. So the words of prayer are the Tolas Shani, the Tolas Yaakov, because this idea of the worm of Yaakov, Shaykh Bebechinas Saratzo, is connected to this idea of going upwards, and in returning as well, with the idea of words of prayer and words of Torah. So after you daven, you sit and you learn, and so forth. It's a concept of shuv. Or in comparison to the desire of your heart, the words are kelim. And therefore they threw into the burning of the heifer a cedar branch and the azov and then the small azov plant and the dyed wool. Because the supernal emotions are called the plants. And as is known with the concept of the tree of life and the tree of knowledge and so forth. So the concept of Malchus is like Domim, and the Midos are like Tzomeach, and above that is the Mochin or Archaya and Yichid and so forth. V'yesh behem kadnus v'gadlus, and you have a concept of big emotions and small emotions, the great cedar and the small azov. V'zeu eitz erez hagadol, and this is the great cedar, shebitzmachim, hagadol shebitzmachim, the tallest of the trees. V'ezov v'yosei kadn shebitzmachim, the azov is the smallest of the plants. The growth and decreasing of emotions. So again, it's a concept of ratzo, of emotion going upwards in prayer. Now the main breaking of the vessels was in the 7 emotional attributes, that from this gradates the 7 emotional attributes of klippa, and their nurturance from these 7 supernal emotions, and this this dyed wool, markiv ha'etz, the klippa, this rots this tree. Like we said, that the tree is a concept of growth of emotion. So the Tolas Yaakov rots that tree of the klippa, umafri yanikos hachitzonim, and separates the nurturance of the external, mebechinas amidos de kedusha, from the holy emotions, shehein hin bechinas someach shebet kedusha chulu, which is the concept of the plants of holiness, the holy emotions. And look what's brought in Pietz Chaim, that you also have the worm in klippa, and it's possible to say that burning this dyed wool, the tolas, romis gamkin alzeh, also hints to this idea that we're getting rid of the worm of klippa, to strengthen and overcome with the worm of holiness over the worm of the shell. So too with the tree of the cedar and the azov, that we burn it. We could be referencing the bad emotions that we burn. We burn them up. And this is also what it means, the worm of Yaakov, Mesei Israel, the dead of Israel, that is through a person placing themselves in their Torah study and prayer, like a worm, of nimas, to be undesired in one's eyes, and not and so forth. That you place yourself like leftovers, like dregs. So you reach a state of like the dead of Israel. Of Targum Munklis al Pasukol Ir Misim Gavrayachulu, like Unclus translates all the city, its men. So it doesn't mean dead. It means it could mean men. So Misei Israel are the men of Israel. Don't fear the worm of Yaakov, the men of Israel. That is the masculine. And what that Misei, specifically masculine, male, just like when we say in order to remember, is from the language of Zachar, of masculine. Vasisem is called mitzvosai. That when you have the masculine, you'll do all my mitzvos. That you'll have the concept of the masculine, umashpim, that the masculine is the idea of the giver of flow from above to below, as opposed to the feminine, who's the receptacle from below to above. Which is the idea of drawing down the light in the mitzvos when it's masculine. So Yaakov. So when you go up from below, Misei Israel. So you have the concept of Yaakov from below. You have the concept of the masculine Misei of Israel from above. And like before, in the explanation of that when man does them and so forth, that that's not just the man fulfills the mitzvahs, but he's actually making them, meaning he draws them down. He draws down the light. So